We had a hot streak, now coronavirus, and then a rebound or a recession. We want to answer your questions and dissect exactly what's going on in our market with the Oregon market update for the first quarter of 2020. Hey there, Oregon. It's Jeff here with the Mentor team at Realty Executives, Cooper Spransey. In a typical year, right now, we'd be sitting in the peak of the market. But this year has been everything but typical. So we wanted to make sure that we had a chance to answer some of the questions that lots of you are asking about how COVID-19 is affecting our local real estate market. 2020 got off to as hot of a start as we've seen in years. The 85 new listings and 35 sales from January 1st through May 31st are right among the tops we've seen since 2011 and definitely head and shoulders above everything we've seen for the last 5 years. To look at it another way, newly listed properties were up 73% from last year and sales were up 40% from the same time last year. If you remember last year, we had that polar vortex that hit us and slowed us down big time. But regardless, those numbers are huge in a year-over-year growth. And it's not just new listings and closings. It's showings too. Quarter one showings were up 64% over the same time last year and 31% over 2018. The market was hopping like nothing we've seen in a long time, and then everything shifted quickly. Ever since then, we've been adjusting on what seems like almost a daily basis in terms of how to conduct business here in the real estate world. And what do you need to know if you're looking to make a move? So the first thing we want you to know and realize is that buyer activity has dropped. Starting March 15th, showings have dropped significantly from the same time last year. If we look at this graph showing weekly showings from the beginning of the year till now, in 2018, 2019, and 2020, we will see this huge peak heading into March. And then this was the big week, and boom, there we go. Now we're down here. This means two things. Number one, buyers obviously now have less competition when they're ready to make an offer on a property because there's fewer buyers and fewer showings happening. This also means for sellers, you're going to have fewer people seeing your home. So is it actually a good time to buy or sell a home? Generally speaking, no. For starters, we are telling everybody who's contacting us right now that in most situations, it's a good time to just hold off until the uncertainty clears and you can gain more control over your process. Now, people are still moving. The people that need to move are moving. There are buyers that are buying homes and there are sellers that have to sell homes. That's always the case. But if you have a choice, we believe that waiting it out a couple months is probably going to be your best option. Buyers certainly have opportunities in this market and rates are ridiculously low, but there's very few choices available as far as properties. In fact, as we look at things right now, there are only 2 single-family homes priced under $350,000 available in Oregon right now. Sellers can still get offers right now, but they're probably likely to get way more activity and probably better, stronger offers if they can wait it out until more buyers are back into the market. So with the uncertainty of housing right now, are we heading towards a recession with a housing crash? It's unlikely we are going to see anything like we saw during the last recession. The last recession was driven by the housing market, and much of it was due to mortgage defaults and foreclosures, creating this huge gap of available supply compared to active sales. Let's take a look at what's gone on in Dane County over the last 15 years as an example. Now, if we look here, we got December 2006 right about here. Here is our number of active listings. These are the listings that are actually active on the market at any given time. And we're looking from 4,000 up to 5,500 available properties throughout 2006 and heading into 2007. So throughout this time, the lowest number of properties we actually had on the market in Dane County is 4,000. Now this is single family and condos, just to be clear. Meanwhile, sales right here were down at the lowest amount, looks like just over 300 for a month and as high as almost 1,000 for a month. So those are our numbers for 2006, 2007. But if we move that along and take a look at where we are today, right here. Now we look and we have, obviously this isn't number for number, but now we look and we have our sales are peaking out at, just around 1,000. Sales look very similar, but the big difference is the number of active properties, which is peaking out at just over 1,500 in September and October of 2019. That is a huge discrepancy. We're looking at a difference of like 3,000 to 4,000 properties available throughout all of Dane County between the beginning of the whole crisis and where we are today. That's a massive change in inventory. Basic supply demand shows us we have a long ways to go to get back to where we were during the last recession. If we take a look at one more look here, and we have, this is the whole picture. So previously it was just 2006-07 and then 2019-20. If we look at the whole picture starting back here in 2006, here is what's happened to our supply during that time. And we've kind of stayed steady the last 3 years, but extremely low. Meanwhile, sales right here. So again, you can see that we are nowhere near the same state we were in prior to the last recession. Now, will the economy suffer, and could that affect some home buyers and sellers? There's no doubt there's going to be an impact. But when we start looking at a housing crash, that is not in any way, shape, or form what we're talking about. In general, the Dane County market is typically a little more insulated from some of the factors that affect other areas of the country as well. You know, and especially right now when we look at some of our big time industries revolving around biotech and software and medical, I mean, those industries are going to be very well protected. And I expect that Madison's economy is going to remain fairly strong throughout any sort of transition here. In fact, once stay-at-home is lifted, I'm expecting like the floodgates to open up and a lot of activity to happen. You got to remember, there were people planning to move at the end of March, during April, putting their house on the market early May, and those things aren't or might not be happening right now. There are also buyers who are still looking to get, into a house before their lease expires in July or August. There's all these things that were going to happen right now that are being put on pause. And if they're just being shifted out 2 months, we still have those people that were planning on doing things over the summertime as well. So what I expect is if this stay-at-home order gets lifted in May, June, whenever this happens, that once that happens, within a few weeks, we're going to be right back into a rapid pace with a lot of new properties hitting the market, a lot of buyers re-entering the market, and a lot of heavy activity for a really, really big summer. In the end, I feel like at the end of 2020, we aren't going to be very far off pace of 2019, 18, 17, 16 in terms of sales and listings and all the data that we use. I think we're going to be right on track when it's all said and done. A lot of people are also trying to figure out, how is real estate happening in a stay-at-home world? So for some of us, the process hasn't changed very much at all. Our team has always included drone footage, professional photography, interior video, custom floor plans. We've used virtual tours before. Our goal has always been to try and get the buyer to fall in love with your house before they ever step foot through the door. This only happens if we market your property at the highest level, and that's what agents across the board are now being challenged to do. This is a good thing for homeowners. It's going to cause us all to raise up our game a little bit and improve the service that we're offering to the consumers. Newer parts of the process include requiring a buyer pre-approval before a showing, or asking that the buyer drives by the property before they schedule an in-person showing. Electronic signatures have always been in place, but now we have the ability to pay earnest money electronically, so we're not delivering checks. Virtual meetings and virtual closings are really entering the market for the first time for a lot of people. I really do believe that the strategies that we're putting into place as far as marketing and the way real estate is conducting business today are going to be carried on once this lifts, and make the whole process better for buyers and sellers alike. It's going to be a good thing. So what does this mean for you? If you are a buyer, step one is to connect with a realtor that you know, like, and trust. Ask your friends for a great referral and meet with somebody that you feel good talking to. A great realtor is going to help you put a plan in place to meet your goals, connect you with a good lender, and narrow down your search so that you're finding the properties that you're looking for. Take time right now to make sure that you're getting your pre-approval letter. And understand that not every pre-approval letter has the same strength. If you can get a pre-approval letter from a lender that fully pre-approves you, that means you're going to be stronger and in better shape if you end up competing against other home buyers once you finally make that offer. And finally, get your search set up so that you're staying on top of the market, you see what's happening, and you know about properties as soon as they hit the market. Yeah, you can use Zillow and Realtor.com. Those are great websites. But if your realtor connects you into the MLS, you'll find out as fast as you possibly can with the most accurate information available. If you're a seller and your house is priced over $400,000, you need to realize that you're probably sitting in a buyer's market. Buyer's markets are defined as markets that have what's called more than 6 months of inventory. And that means how long it'll take at the current pace of sales to get rid of everything that's currently on the market. Right now, our $400,000 to $500,000 range has 5.3 months, which is basically balanced, but it keeps tipping towards the buyer's market as more and more new construction homes hit the market. Meanwhile, for reference, our $200,000 to $300,000 range is sitting at 1.7 months of inventory. That is a huge seller's market. So what your home is and what price point you're in has a major impact on what you should expect and how you should plan. If you're curious what your home value is, check out this link right here, or send us a message or give us a call and we'll help point you in the right direction. Sellers need to understand that now more than ever, effective preparation and strong marketing of your property matters. Make sure when your home goes on the market, you have every marketing tool available to you to make your house look great online. Is there drone footage? Do we have interior video? Are there virtual tours? How is your property going to be marketed besides just placing it on the MLS and filtering out to other websites? How is it going to get seen in people's news feeds and as people search Google for whatever they're looking for? Those are important questions to think about and know the answers to. It is still a solid seller's market. So yeah, a yard sign and some junky photos can probably get the job done. But like that commercial says, just okay is not okay. Do it right and go get what you deserve. If you're waiting until stay-at-home lifts before going on the market, now is a great time to start the pre-inspection process. Do some virtual staging, clean up, declutter, make repairs. Get a drone video done and maybe even a sign in the yard with coming soon so you can do the pre-marketing and set your pre-marketing strategy in place. There are things you can do right now so you can hit the ground running as soon as the world gets back to normal. To see what's going on in our community and our market, check out theminterteam.com/Oregon. And as always, if you have any questions about your unique situation, leave us a comment, send us a message, give us a call. We're always happy to talk, and our team loves helping our Oregon neighbors. Once again, I'm Jeff, and we'll talk soon. Take care.